Another case of hypocrisy comes when you study Mark 13 and verse 32. This is a passage where Jesus says that no one knows the day or the hour of his coming, not even the angels and not even the Son. I went through all of YouTube looking for all the videos that speak about this verse. And I found especially Trinitarian apologists such as James White, Jacob Presch, and even a dude that calls himself Inspiring Philosophy. And on and on. And then I looked through many books and commentaries. And I found that all Trinitarians say the same thing about this verse. They explain that Jesus did not know about the day or the hour of his coming because he was human. Because even though he was God in the flesh. And he limited himself, and in his human state, he had no information on this. The Father had not revealed to him, because Jesus always said he depended on the Father to reveal to him these things. There's plenty of verses on this. But every single Trinitarian said the same thing. And the commentaries are the same, that Jesus was in his human state, or in his limited human form, and that's why he didn't know the day nor the hour. I find this very hypocritical. I find this to be an outrage, because the same Trinitarians, they argue and they fight against oneness believers or oneness biblical believers such as myself, and they argue when we say that Jesus was hungry and that Jesus was tired and that Jesus prayed and that Jesus did all these things and he acknowledged the Father greater than him, we say that it's because he was in a limited human form. And do Trinitarians receive this and allow this in their theology? No. They argue against us, and they start saying that we're teaching that Jesus prayed to himself, that Jesus was, throwing his voice or something. This is ridiculous. I find that the Trinitarians are very hypocritical when it comes to this point. Was Jesus limited in his human form? Did he limit himself as a servant? The answer is yes. And that is how we answer to everything that Jesus does in the Gospels. Even though Jesus is God manifest in the flesh, he did limit himself to his human form. And that is why he had to pray. That is why he had to do all these things and say that the Father was greater than him. This is the reason for this. Now, let's get to the Trinitarians and let's ask him, why are you all being so hypocritical about this? You say one thing in one verse, and in other verses, you change it so that you can discredit the oneness belief of God in the Bible. This is bad. And we need to address all these men and women who are teaching such nonsense. They're agreeing that Jesus limited himself and he was a servant, yet in other places they say, how could Jesus pray to himself? This is ridiculous. And I totally disagree with the unethical and unprofessional practices of Trinitarians.
Have I been so long time with you, and yet hast thou not known me, Philip? He that has seen me has seen the Father.